the third. So first of all, I have to say that I don't think anyone would deny that this is a very good-looking phone. So you open the box, you take the phone out, 6.42-inch screen, curved 3D surfaces on the front and back. I think that's interesting, but is it innovative? So let's move on then. A zero-bezel phone, or near zero as we call it. But then you realize there actually is no notch at all. So Deepak, was the notch an innovation, or was that an innovation that you didn't like? I mean, do you love or hate notches?
They could, place the electronics that needed to go up there, right?
So if you take away the notch then, yes, and yet you're able to achieve everything else, then that's something where, that's yes, a great move forward. Okay. Right. So I think that's correct. I think that is a big deal. In a world that is completely divided, let's try this out. How many people love the notch on a phone? Exactly. Okay, there is one person who actually loves the notch on his phone. So, okay, so I don't have to do how many don't like a notch on their phone. So in a world that is constantly not divided, it seems like the verdict is pretty much here that most people don't like a notch on their phone. This closes the debate about the notch. It's the first phone with no notch, no visible cameras, no hole at the front or rear for anything else. And I want you to try and do this after we are done. I'm sure some of you have already experienced it. Most of you will experience it here today. I want you to try and do this. Feel the material, the weight, the hand feel. Like I said, it's a very interesting and very different experience. So let's move on now to the stealth camera. I call it the feel-good stealth mechanical camera, and let me tell you why. So I tried this with many people. I gave them the phone and I said, look, I can't find the camera on it. Can you find it for me? So a lot of people said must be a pinhole. One person even said that where we put in the SIM card, that small little hole out there, that must be the camera. So this must be the first time that you'll be taking pictures this way. Right, so that pinhole is not the camera. And then when I did show them how it works, when you just touch that little button for the camera and it slides out like this, most people had their mouth open at least the first time. So it's an interesting expression that you actually hold a device in your hand and you showcase something to someone and their mouth is actually open. So try it out when you get your review units. Give it to a few people. Tell them to find the camera, then showcase how it really works. The way it gently slides out and comes back in, like I said, is a feel good. Now, obviously this feels very high-tech, very futuristic. But the good thing is that it's not futuristic. It's happening right now. It's not a prototype that has been shown at the Mobile World Congress and we've been told it'll be at some point, it'll be incorporated in. And the first time I saw it happen, that feeling that I got was exactly what comes very rarely nowadays, and that is, why didn't I think of that? Did you get that feeling? Okay. With the slide out, the slide camera? Yeah? Okay, remarkable. Okay, so innovation that makes sense. The hidden front camera also isn't just about a front camera. It comes a lot more. So when it slides out, like Deepak said, it's a means to an end. A lot of electronics have to be hidden into that notch, and that's why that notch exists. So when you take away that notch, this module that slides out has a lot more: a flood illuminator, infrared camera, ranging sensor, and then it has that 15,000 dots that will map your face. And those 15,000 dots give you a 3D image of your face-to-face unlock. I think that's interesting. Then the fact that the camera itself is 25 megapixel, AI, HDR, 3D beauty technology for those that love that or don't love it. It's still out there. But it's a lot of words that are usually strung together. So let's just take a look at what really I think matters to me in my reviews. All that tech that they're using for face unlocking, they're also using it now to make those pictures you take, the portraits that you take, and the scene selection and everything else come out better. So we tried it out, the scene selection, everything that you're trying to do to get a better picture, because this is now your primary camera in every which way, the 3D structured light, to get a better construct of what you're really shooting. So all of that came out well. We threw quite a few things at it, and I think most of them came out well. So any technology, AI technology, Deepak said, is a big game changer. To intelligently analyze what you're shooting, facial features, any structure that you're actually taking, face, the shape of your nose, the eyes, the chin and cheekbones. To use that 3D beauty effect, I think is worked out well. I think the good part is that it assists you in the portraits when you're actually taking pictures of people, as well as in the scenes. The scene selection and low light photography also came out well. Now, 296 facial features is what it recognizes, including age, gender, skin tone, and skin texture. But I'll tell you the part that I found interesting. Whenever I've ever seen a phone being launched and they keep talking about that it can recognize this, it knows you as male, female, complexion, and everything else. The amount of AI or whatever the software does is so overly aggressive that you end up with almost ridiculous cartoon figures rather than your actual face. So in this one, I think it's really toned down. So maybe it recognizes you better, or the companies have realized that the overly plastic doll looks that come with 3D beauty should be thrown out. So I found another big difference is that the AI in this actually works well. It's just about right. It's not overly doing it to the point that you look like a porcelain doll. AI scene recognition works well. We tried it out with changing an object from one side to the other, from shooting into sunlight to the other side, and everything we threw at it, it didn't get phased, so I think that's good. Supports 21 scenes, and almost every time it reacted immediately to the change of scene and switched some of the characteristics. So I think those are the three big ones for me. Before I give my final verdict, it's time to play a little bit of a game. We'll play devil's advocate out here. I've been tweeting about this phone for a while, and I've got quite a few questions. In fact, several thousand questions have come in, and I'll try and do 3 or 4 of them here right now. So one of the first questions that came up is, very nice looking phone, 3D glass, front and back. Doesn't that make this extremely delicate? So I think this is a very valid question, because the more beautiful you make a phone, the thinner you make it, the more glass that you use, obviously it tends to look very, very delicate. But with Corning 5th generation glass on the front and back and a central frame that uses 7 series aluminum alloy, I think this is pretty heavy duty, and we've tried it out in various places, including right now. And we tried this in our studio also. No, it didn't crack, so it's working. So the second question that comes up is that the phone moves away from traditional on-screen buttons because of the way that the screen has been put together. Does that really work? Does that have a very serious learning curve? So I think once you've created a phone with no interruptions, no bezel, no notches, no holes, then suddenly having on-screen buttons breaking that screen experience is pretty old school. So they've given you 3 buttons at the bottom, which are just gestures, and you take to it very quickly. It's very intuitive, very obvious. Within seconds, you will use nothing else. But of course, you can switch that off and come back to screen buttons if you want. Third question is the 3D structured light facial recognition. After all, it's mainly the only way to unlock your phone. So how will it be used? Most companies claim face lock is secure and works very well, but what about at night? What about in dark areas? So with this speckle light detecting system, which has a flood illuminator, an infrared camera, and that dot projector, this worked in very low light. Once again, you'll get to experience the phone. So I'd recommend you try it out. Take it to a dark corner, get it to recognize your face in a light environment, and then take it and try and open it into a very dark corner. You'll see that it actually works very well, and all that data is on your phone and it's encrypted, so it's not really going anywhere else for analysis. And I think the last question is the big one. I've had more people ask me about this on social media than anything else, and that is the very cool feature, the stealth camera. Sliding in and out is very cool, but it'll happen so many times. You spoke about how many times do we actually use it for face unlock, and you gave a number, right? How many times? For that camera to come in and out, between face unlocking and using the camera, you'll use it, what, 200-300 times a day? about 150 to 200 times, which means that mechanical motorized slide in and out is going to be using battery life for that. But it turned out that the battery life is actually pretty good. It outlasts most of the phones in its category. And then he spoke about the fact that 5 minutes will give you 2 hours, which I think is pretty good. And I still think that that cool factor beats everything else. So that's my analysis now for my verdict. I think in a world where most innovation is just marketing gimmicks, I think in a world where innovation comes, like I said, once in 6 months to 1 year, the fact that this has 2 or 3 things that really take the entire idea of usage, and eventually that's what it comes down to. You use your smartphone every day as your own personal usage product. I think it takes a lot of things forward that were problems a notch. We saw the whole room hated it. They took that away. And they came up with an innovation to make sure that the experience is not taken away, and they made it pretty cool. So I'd say my eventual analysis, if the question is this one of the most innovative smartphones in a long time? Let's just put it this way. OPPO Find X has some serious innovation crammed in, and that's a breath of fresh air in a world where innovations really are only gimmicks. So I would then recommend to OPPO that you've done a great job with this one, so congratulations. But I really hope this is just a means to the end, as Deepak said. And you're going to use all these innovations and take things forward with every single release of a new phone, not just in the premium versions. In every single release of a new phone, you have more blow your socks off innovation that you put into every OPPO phone. I hope not making it a very difficult task for all of you, but I think it'll be great if innovation becomes the hallmark of new releases rather than just something incremental. That's my analysis. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Makni. And wow, that's just an amazing technology which has gone behind the new product. Now, let me once again request Mr. Rishabh Srivastav to please join us back on stage. I'm sure everybody's super duper excited and can't wait to lay their hands on the new phone.
Yes, definitely, you're absolutely right. I learned a great deal working with the team for the OPPO Find X, and it gave all of us a lot of pleasure to work hard on something which we knew would bring a smile on everybody's face.
I can really understand the excitement, and we can't really wait more.
Yes, absolutely. But before that, I would like to call upon on stage somebody very special who will tell us more about OPPO and the OPPO Find X. So can I please have Mr. Will Yang on the stage, the brand director of OPPO India.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up as we welcome him on stage.
Thank you. It will be very short. I'm glad to see everyone can take your time and join these events. Thank you very much to being here with us. So we are very pleased to introduce the first most important flagships in this year, OPPO Find X, into India to our dear customers. Because OPPO is so dedicated to bring and utilize the latest innovative technology to bring us more and bring you more the most advanced products. So here we're glad to see these products can launch in India. So thank you so much, and hope you enjoy this product just as much as we building it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Yang. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to proceed and invite Mr. Rishikesh Tithe, Director Mobiles from Flipkart, to say a few words regarding Flipkart association with OPPO.
Hello, everyone. So Flipkart has always strived to bring in innovations through technology, through partnerships, through exclusives onto the platform and to the customers. And with the OPPO Find X, I think it's truly a great choice that the premium flagship segment is going to see, because it is really innovative, it's really stylish. If you see the industry firsts that are there, in terms of the panorama arc screen, in terms of the stealth 3D cameras, in terms of the Qualcomm Snapdragon 845, in terms of the abundant memory, I think it's really, truly a great flagship device that's going to come in onto the Flipkart platform. And we are very glad that OPPO has chosen us as their online exclusive partner. So thank you for that. I think Flipkart overall, if you look at it, has been the market leader on phones. We have about 25% of the total offline market, 70% of the online market. And with such exclusive partnerships as with OPPO, we want to grow that to about 40% by 2020. So this is a step in the right direction for us, and we are very glad to have OPPO as an exclusive partner with us. Now, in terms of when can you start buying this phone? I think the pre-orders will start from 25th of July, and we promise that we'll give you the phone at least a day in advance of when it launches widely offline. So that's one incentive for you to block the calendar. In addition to that, OPPO will be offering a rupees 3,000 gift voucher on Flipkart for all pre-orders. So that's another positive reason for you to look forward to. So in general, we are very happy and excited of partnering with a truly innovative phone and truly innovative brand such as OPPO, and we wish them a lot of luck. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Teethe. Thank you. Wow, what's that sweet sound? Well, don't tell me it's Lamborghini.
Yes, you're absolutely right. That is the Lamborghini sound. It is the OPPO Find X Automobile Lamborghini Edition.
Wow, tell us something more about it.
Well, this is a special series that is a result of our partnership with the Automobile Lamborghini. It's actually an exclusive strategic partnership between the leading smartphone brand and, of course, the premier supercar brand. And this has a SuperVOOC flash technology. And, of course, it comes with a gradient carbon fiber texture, which is made with a very special technology. And the SuperVOOC technology, in 35 minutes of charging, gives you from 0 to full battery. So I really hope that we launch this in India very soon.
Wow, well, that's an amazing, breathtaking introduction to the OPPO, and stay tuned. Let's put our hands together, everybody. All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting right in front of you, the OPPO Find X. Well, I would like to request you all to please pose for the camera.
With the phone, please. Every guys, please pose.
With this beauty in their hands. Everybody, come on, let's give it up. And it's an OPPO event. How can we not take a selfie?
Yes, of course. We need to take a selfie. Guys, one with the back wall.
Woohoo! Here we go. Rishabh, we can't miss our audience today.
Yes.
Let's take a selfie with the audience as well.
Please. Okay, I hope you guys really enjoy this. And yes, I haven't forgotten, it's the price reveal time. Well, you must be assuring that this is a power-packed smartphone because the OPPO Find X comes with the ColorOS 5.1 with a panoramic screen, with the latest Qualcomm Snapdragon 845, the 3D stealth camera, the 8 GB RAM and a 256 GB ROM, makes this an amazing experience. So Will, would you like to tell the price to everybody?
Sure. The price would be 5,990 rupees, which it will be available both online exclusively on Flipkart and also all offline stores pan-India from the 3rd of August. Don't forget the time and the price.
Wow.
This is 59990. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, with this, ladies and gentlemen, it's a wrap. And thank you so much for gracing today's event, being with us today, supporting us. We hope you had a wonderful time. Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, you all are welcome to experience OPPO Find X at our experience zone, followed by lunch. So here we go.